A few days ago, players discovered this strange new face on the Overwatch Temple of Anubis menu screen, and since then, there's been much speculation regarding who it is and how it may tie into Hero 30. So naturally, I did a bit of digging to see if I could find anything more, and lo and behold, I believe I've stumbled across the truth. Turns out, the mystery has been going on for a lot longer than we all thought. This is Master Ian Gamer, and let's get into it. Now, a very quick recap for those of you who are not up to date with this mystery. With the start of Ana's Bastet Challenge a few days ago, the Overwatch menu screen was located in a new position on Temple of Anubis. Normally, the hero gallery will show heroes in their highlight intros down where we have the fountain on the first point, but this time it's up in the elevated bazaar location, which is a bit closer to the first attacker's spawn room. Now at first, this didn't really seem strange, it's just a slightly different location on the exact same map, but some players started to notice a strange new model present in the bazaar, which is only visible while using certain heroes' highlight intros. This strange head is not present on these shelves when playing in-game on both the live and PTR versions of Temple of Anubis. And if that wasn't strange enough, people also made the connection to this character first seen in some very old Overwatch concept art, and the similarity is quite striking. So much so that it's pretty safe to say that this head was designed to look like this hero. Now, of course, this generated a ton of speculation about this possibly being a subtle teaser, possibly hinting at a new hero, maybe even being Hero 30 themselves. But after doing a bit of research, I came across this comment, which somebody left on the original Overwatch subreddit post talking about this discovery, pointing out a screenshot from way back in the Overwatch beta where the head was actually present. Now, in order to verify this, I went back to the oldest videos on the Play Overwatch YouTube channel. Given that Temple of Anubis is one of the oldest Overwatch maps in the game, there is fortunately a good bit of footage from these different videos showing off different heroes' abilities back before even the Overwatch beta launched. And lo and behold, we can see this same head is in fact present in the bazaar in these exact same locations, two being on the side closer to the attacker's spawn and one on the side closer to the control point. So if these props were originally from a very old version of the Temple of Anubis map, why have they suddenly made a return on the brand new menu screen version? And that's when it then occurred to me. How do we know that this Bastet Challenge version of the Anubis menu screen is actually different from the standard one? While the exact location that the hero stands while viewing the hero gallery certainly is unique between the two, does that actually mean that it's a unique version of the map? Unfortunately, given that the Bastet Challenge forces this location every time you're on the menu on the live version of the game, I had to move to the PTR to try to figure it out. Thankfully, the challenge isn't active there, so I was in fact able to get the original Temple of Anubis menu screen, which we see normally during non-events. With the two different locations being so physically close to each other, I thought just maybe I could get the right highlight intro to peek up over the ledge and see if those heads are in fact there on the normal menu screen version. After running through every single highlight intro in the game, sadly, not a single one gave me the right camera angle to see whether or not they were there. It seemed like it was going to be a dead end, but then I thought of one last hope. From hero gallery to title screen. Did you catch it? Let me slow it down just a bit. Alright, let's take it frame by frame. Boom, right there. It's hard to make out due to the blurriness of the transition, but when comparing it to the clear version, we can see with the highlight intros of the Bastet Challenge menu screen, this is absolutely the exact same head in the exact same place. And thus, the truth is, these heads have been on the menu Temple of Anubis map the entire time. All this time of people browsing the hero gallery on the Temple of Anubis menu screen, these heads have been just off camera, invisible to us, but always there. So the next question you might have would be, why are these on the hero gallery but not in-game? Well, the answer to that requires a bit of speculation, but I think it's pretty safe to say that the menu screen version version of Temple of Anubis isn't the actual in-game version. We know this for a fact, not only because of these little head Easter eggs, but also because the first control point, which is where the hero normally stands, is missing the fountain in the middle, which we normally see in the actual game version. What I believe happened is Blizzard wanted to use this point to show off the heroes when it's this map. However, the fountain makes for a rather unsightly obstacle when you're trying to view emotes and different skins, so for just the menu screen version, they rolled back the map to a different, older version, which didn't yet have the fountain and thus had these old heads. When looking again at the footage of the original Temple of Anubis map, the control point used to be this large circular disc that would sit in the middle of the point and stood out quite a bit. My guess is at some point, after having removed the disc control point, but before adding the physical fountain prop in the middle, there was a version where this plane was just flat. And that's the version they went with for using the Hero Gallery menu screen, which also just so happened to be a version prior to them removing the metal heads from the bazaar. And thus we have our answer. These heads have been here forever, simply as a unintentional byproduct of Blizzard wanting to have a very specific version of Temple of Anubis which would fit the needs of showing off the heroes in the Hero Gallery. Sadly, what it almost certainly guarantees is this prop has nothing to do with Hero 30, and likely nothing to do with any heroes moving forward at all. This is just an old prop they used in the beta to help decorate the bazaar and make it look more filled with random junk, and was probably just some random model they had made at some point for God knows what reason, and they just textured it to look like a metal piece of junk and tossed it in with the others. That would explain why it looks like an actual human head, but is apparently junk and metal because it's rusted like everything else. My guess for why they ultimately removed it before the launch of the game was simply because it didn't really fit with the other robotic parts we see here. Overall, I do have to say I was a little disappointed to find out that this isn't in fact any sort of teaser for any upcoming content, and in fact was just a coincidental relic that we happened to be able to discover due to the very specific location of the Bastet Challenge menu screen. However, it does make me wonder what other sort of strange little props and mysteries like this are hiding just off camera on the other menu versions of maps. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about this strange little discovery and the very sad, disappointing truth that it isn't in fact any sort of teaser. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit up the bell to never miss any of my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, it just looks like we're gonna have to keep waiting for our first Hero 30 teaser.